As of October the 13th, 2021, the Forbes real-time list of billionaires has Elon Musk at number 1 with a personal net worth of $206.6 billion. If you want some context, that's about the same as the gross domestic product of Greece. This means Musk's fortune, yes, is higher than the GDP of 73% of all countries. It's also equal to 4 Twitters, 1 million Roadsters, or more impressively, 82 billion Happy Meals. But despite having all this wealth, Musk actually has very little money. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO currently lives out of a $50,000 prefab house built next to the SpaceX factory in Texas, and is actually heavily in debt. So how is this possible? How is it the case that Elon Musk, the world's richest person, actually has very little in his bank account? Well, let's find out. This video is sponsored by Stake. Sign up today for free brokerage when trading US listed stocks and use the referral link in the description for a free stock when you fund your account. Now, before we dive into the Elon Musk case study, you have to understand how multi-billionaires become multi-billionaires. Yes, there are plenty of cases of freeloader, billionaire children living off a family inheritance, and yes, that annoys me as much as it does the next member of the middle class that struggles to afford a one-bedroom studio. But when we look to the richest in the world, most of them are not freeloaders. In fact, practically all of them either started their own business or became CEO of a large business. On that Forbes list, alongside Musk, there's Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, there's Bernard Arnault, the CEO of Louis Vuitton, there's Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, Larry Ellison, the co-founder of Oracle, and so on. Now, when you start a business, as many of these guys did, you own all of it. You own 100% of the shares. Then, as the business grows, you might sell a percentage of your business to investors to access more capital to grow further. You might decide to IPO or go public, where you create new shares and sell them to the public, diluting your ownership further. But as the business grows, usually the founder, who typically dons the hat of CEO as well, still owns quite a large percentage of the shares. And the reason for this is to keep a controlling stake in their company so that they have the power to make decisions. Now, yes, these founder CEOs will most likely get paid a salary on top of their stock ownership, but when it comes to amassing a large fortune, usually the salary is nowhere near as important as that share ownership. Have a look at this. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, took home $14.8 million in salary and cash bonuses last year. Now, that's a lot of money, but his net worth is estimated to be $1.4 billion. I mean, if he only got paid his salary and bonuses each year, his net worth represents 95 years of work. So while $14.8 million is a lot of money to take home as a salary, for Tim, his net worth has been built on the back of receiving Apple stock and the stock price rising. And this is the same with Elon Musk, even more so. Elon Musk does not draw a salary from Tesla or SpaceX. Nothing. Yes, he can access money through the vesting of stock options and from the sale of his shares, but in terms of a fortnightly paycheck, Elon takes nothing. In much the same vein as Tim Cook and Apple, Elon's net worth has exploded in the past few years, mostly on the back of Tesla's stock rising. Just 5 years ago, Tesla's share price was $39.30, factoring in stock splits. Today, it sits at a staggering $805.72. That's 1,950% higher. This is not only good for Elon's pre-existing pile of shares, but it also leads to further milestones of his compensation package being achieved, giving him even more stock through options contracts. So overall, Elon's wealth is very much built on his ownership of Tesla stock. The company now has a market capitalization, or stock market value, of $797 billion, of which Elon Musk owns 23%. Furthermore, Musk's other company, SpaceX, was recently valued at $100 billion, of which he owns 43.6% as of August. So the vast majority of Elon Musk's fortune is in the value of the shares he holds in SpaceX and Tesla, not in the income he receives. And that's how he has a very high net worth, but actually has very little money.
I mean, it's not as though I've got like $1 billion just sitting in a bank account or something. It just means that my ownership of the companies, if you add them up, it's a couple $1 billion.
Right.
And the crazy thing about Elon's situation is that it's basically impossible for him to access the $206.6 billion in net worth that he's accumulated. In fact, I can almost guarantee for the vast majority of his life, he will not access 99.999% of that wealth. And there are a few reasons for this. Firstly, Elon Musk has used a lot of his Tesla stock as collateral to take on a huge chunk of personal debt to continue shoveling money towards his various ventures. As per Tesla's most recent proxy statement filed in August, Musk has pledged 88.3 million of his 244 million Tesla shares as collateral to go into personal debt. So he won't be taking that money to the casino anytime soon. But then secondly, and much more importantly, if Elon Musk sold his shares and realized his $200 billion net worth, he would lose his control of both Tesla and SpaceX. You see, the way companies work is that if you own more shares, you have more voting rights and thus more decision-making power. Now, in Musk's case, he owns 23% of Tesla, which is enough to effectively control the company. Because the way Tesla have structured themselves is that when it comes to voting on major decisions, they actually require a supermajority of over 2/3 to pass a vote. Therefore, while technically he doesn't have a controlling interest at 23%, it does mean that 87% of all the other votes need to go against Elon for him to not get his way. So, unless he comes up against Saddam Hussein, he should probably be alright. And similarly to his position in Tesla, Elon Musk also holds 47% of SpaceX. But in this instance, Musk actually does hold a controlling stake as he owns 78% of voting shares, so way more than the majority share. Although, unlike Tesla, honestly, I highly doubt Elon will ever give up his control of SpaceX. Reason being is simply that the mission to Mars is so near to his heart, but also so expensive and far-fetched from a traditional business standpoint that he will pretty much never want to put the company in a position where that mission is at risk. So unless Elon wants out of Tesla and SpaceX forever, he actually can't get his hands on the majority of his $206 billion net worth. And interestingly, this structure of corporate ownership is also one of the major problems with a net worth tax, which has been floating around over the last little while. Imagine if Elon was forced to pay a net worth tax where he had to sell his stock and thus lost control of Tesla and SpaceX because of it. The largest shareholders would then be other businesses, BlackRock, Vanguard, and so on, corporate entities. What agenda would they push within these companies? Tesla might start focusing much more on quarterly profit rather than its mission. They would likely start increasing the price of their vehicles instead of decreasing it. SpaceX would likely abandon the Mars mission due to cost and would focus on more lucrative ventures such as Starlink or their Falcon 9 launch business. Is that something we really want to see happen? It's an interesting perspective. But overall, that is why Elon Musk, the world's richest person, actually has very little money. It's because A, he has very little income, and B, his net worth is instead tied up in the shares of the businesses he's toiled over for the past few decades. Yes, he could potentially have a lot of money. Sure, a massive portion of his wealth would be sapped up by tax, but he'd still be very wealthy. But at the same time, that would require him to essentially give up on the two major goals that he's devoted his whole life to: accelerating the transition to sustainable energy and making humans a multi-planetary species. And this is the same predicament for all the other billionaire business people. Sure, they're wealthy, but in reality, they don't have billions of dollars in their bank accounts. For them to actually realize their full net worth, they would have to sell out of their businesses. Step away from their babies, the thing that they've grown for their whole adult life. Plus, you also get pickpocketed by the government on the way out the door. I mean, honestly, to me, unless your objective is to just live the most lavish life you could possibly live, it sounds like the better deal is to just not realize your riches and just keep working on your passion instead. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. That is the story of why Elon Musk, the world's richest man, doesn't actually have as much money in the bank as people might think. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel to see more videos similar to this. If you've not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And if you're interested in how I go about my investing, either active investing or passive investing, check out PROFITFUL. Links are in the description below. You can also check out New Money Clips, which is the second channel I just started up recently if you want to see more short form new money content. But guys, that will do us for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So a lot of people ask me what brokerage site I use when I make an investment in the US, and for about the past 3 years now, I've been using Stake. So Stake is a brokerage-free trading app that lets you buy US stocks, and coming soon, they'll also be offering ASX trading as well for all the Aussies out there. So brokerage-free trading, that's pretty awesome, but the other reason I like their platform is because of fractional share trading. So say you wanted to buy Amazon, current share price is $3,450. It's pretty expensive. However, with fractional share trading, say your investing budget was like $500, you can just buy 0.14 of an Amazon share instead, no worries at all. So I definitely recommend Stake, and if you wanted to jump on board, follow my referral link in the description when you sign up, because if you do, you'll get a free stock, either Nike, GoPro, or Dropbox. So the time of recording, at worst, that's $9 US in your pocket. And if you hit Nike, that's $158 US for free. So definitely check them out, get your free stock, and thanks always to Stake for sponsoring the channel.